So if you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of them, would you? Seriously. Okay? Just knock the hell. I promise you, I will pay for the legal fees. I promise. I promise.
Mr. Trump, you've said that you don't incite any of this activity, but at several of your rallies, you've said that protesters, you said about one, I'd like to punch him in the face. Another, you suggested that it would be better if he was taken out on a stretcher. You suggested if one thought about throwing a tomato that your supporters should knock the crap out of them. So how is that not encouraging the kind of behavior we're now seeing?
Standard. You haven't seen one person even injured at one of our rallies.
You say no one was hurt, but there was a gentleman who was walking out. The video shows him being escorted out, and then a supporter cold-cocked him. He was hurt, so there was somebody hurt, and he wasn't doing any damage when he was walking out. He was cold-cocked. You had suggested in one of your rallies that you would pay for the legal fees. Will you pay for the legal fees for that gentleman?
Well, I'm going to review it.
Jews will not replace us! Jews will not replace us!
All the time, I'm trying to make myself more capable of violence. I'm here to spread ideas, talk, in the hopes that somebody more capable will come along and do that. Somebody like Donald Trump, who does not give his daughter to a Jew.
So Donald Trump, but like more racist.
A lot more racist than Donald Trump. I don't think that you could...
people on both sides. You had people in that group. Excuse me. I saw the same pictures as you did.
Want to call him? What do you want to call him? Give me a name. Give me a
white
name.
Supremacists and
who would
white
you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and white
Proud Boys. Stand back and stand by. You know, and
she used to be very. She's still very beautiful.
I moved on her, actually. You know, she was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and fuck her. She was married.
Huge news there.
No, Nancy.
Yeah.
No, this was marriages, and I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where they have some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there, and she was married. Then all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look.
She's your girl. No, it's her.
Yeah, that's her with the gold. I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. I can do anything. Hello, how are you? Hi.
Mr. Trump, how
nice
are
seeing you. Terrific.
Pleasure to meet you.
Terrific. You know Billy Bush?
How are you?
Nice to see you. How you doing,
Very
Ariane?
good.
I'm doing very well, thank you. Are you ready to be a soap star?
We're ready. Let's go. Make me a soap star.
How about a little hug for the Donald? He just got off the
Would you
bus.
like a little hug,
Okay,
darling?
absolutely.
A
Melania
little
said
hug for
this
the
was
bushy.
okay.
I just got off the bus.
Oh, bushy.
There we go.
I have days where I think it's great, and then I have days where if I come home and, you know, I don't want to sound too much like a chauvinist, but when I come home and dinner's not ready, I go through the roof.
What does Tiffany have of Marlon's?
She's got Marla's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this part yet, but time will tell. The funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else, and, you know, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. You know, I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like
everything
a doctor.
is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
A person who's
It's amazing. I can't even believe it. I've been so lucky,
Right.
in terms of that whole world.
You've
because
never
it is
gotten a social disease.
It is a dangerous world out there. It's
It
like
is.
scary. It's like Vietnam, sort of like, you know, the
It is.
Vietnam era.
It is your personal Vietnam, isn't it?
It is my personal
It is. You've said that
Vietnam.
many
I feel
times.
like a great and very brave soldier.
Gets out and she starts asking me all sorts of ridiculous questions, and you know, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Oh, it's so weird. Stop. You know what? You are sick.
Yeah. It makes me very
What's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that.
You are special. You remind me of my daughter. You know, he's like, you're smart, beautiful, and a woman to be reckoned with. I like you.
He said I was beautiful like her. And
You know who's one of the great beauties of the world, according to everybody, and I helped create her? My daughter, Ivanka.
Yeah.
She's 6 feet tall. She's got the best body.
By the way, your daughter,
She's beautiful.
can I say this? A piece of it.
Yeah.
She looks more voluptuous than ever.
She's actually always been very voluptuous.
For her part.
Television. I'm giving you a fact now that you don't know. It's not campaign money. No campaign finance violation.
Rudy Giuliani said Wednesday night that President Trump reimbursed his personal attorney, Michael Cohen, for a $130,000 payment Cohen made to keep adult film star Stormy Daniels quiet 11 days before the election.
Funneled through law firm, and the president repaid it.
Oh, I didn't know he did.
Yeah.
That contradicts what the president said on Air Force One last month.
Mr. President, did you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels?
Donald Trump said the following about you, quote, "Look at that face. Would anyone vote for that? Can you imagine that, the face of our next president?" Mr. Trump later said,
I think women all over this country heard very clearly what Mr. Trump said.
I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years.
She pretended to be a woman they could trust. All the while, she was setting them up to be sexually abused by Epstein and in some cases by Maxwell herself.
I just wish her well, frankly.
International child rape ring. And the President of the United States says,
I just wish her well, frankly. The professionals did the models. I was never involved in a model. But at least this kind of a model.
Nobody respects women more than Donald Trump. That I can tell you. Nobody.
More than ever before, we've held our rate, the numbers, everything we've done. They can do as they want. They can do what they have to do. They know what they have to do. But you know, they had a debate it was really a rough time in our country. We want to win the war with as few, if you look at it, just deaths as possible.
Do you have a relationship with Vladimir Putin, a conversational relationship?
I do have a relationship. I have no relationship with Putin. I spoke indirectly and directly with President Putin, who could not have been nicer.
Never spoken to him on the phone?
I have never spoken to him on the phone, no. At pleasure. What a name right now. But what we just saw, we just left pleasure. Paradise. For paradise.
Decided to shield and shelter criminal. Look, by an anonymous, really an anonymous.
And God bless the United States. That's how the First Lady got involved. She's got a son together that is a beautiful young man. And take a shower and water comes dripping out. It's dripping out, very quietly dripping out. People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times.
To see this guy, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. You have a windmill anywhere near your house. They say the noise. June of 1775, the Continental Congress created a unified army out of the revolutionary forces encamped around Boston and New York. Our army manned the airport. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do. And son of a bitch. Bullshit. Shit. He's a pussy. Never stopped working to improve this country and you deserve a government. I think Hillary would be a terrible president. She was the worst Secretary of State in the history of our nation. Why would she be a good president? Hillary Clinton, I think, is a terrific woman. I mean, I'm a little biased because I've known her for years.
You support her?
I don't want to get into this because I'll get myself into trouble, but I
That's
just
why
like
I asked
her.
you to see me
I
in
know.
trouble.
I just like her. I like her and I like her husband. Some people would say he's incompetent. I would not say that. Yes, I would. I think Tim Geithner's done a good job. I think that the whole group has really done a good job. When you look at what's happened, I mean, at least we have an economy. You wouldn't have had an economy had they not come up with some very drastic steps 2 years ago. I'm almost more disappointed with the Republicans. They have to toughen up on Obamacare, which is a total lie and which is a total and complete disaster.
Healthcare.
Liberal on healthcare. We have to take care of people that are sick.
Universal health coverage.
I like universal. We have to take care. There's nothing else. What's the country all about if we're not going to take care of our sick? Let me tell you, everybody wants to pay as little as possible, including Warren Buffett, by the way, despite what he says. And somebody said, what's your tax rate? I don't know. I pay as little as possible. I would tax people of wealth, of great wealth, people over 10 million by 14.25%. This tax would raise approximately 5.7 trillion, which happens to be our national debt. Well, I'm very pro-life and feel strongly about it. I'm very pro-choice. I hate the concept of abortion. I hate it. I hate everything it stands for. I cringe when I listen to people debating the subject. But I just believe. I don't think Ted Cruz has a great chance, to be honest with you. He's a nasty guy. Nobody likes him. Nobody in Congress likes him. Nobody likes him anywhere once they get to know him. I really do. I'd like Ted Cruz a lot. I love Iowa. We've done really well here. How stupid are the people of Iowa?
Do you really think that you're a better moderator than I am?
No, I could never beat you. That wouldn't even be close. There would be no contest. You have done a great job, by the way. And I have zero respect for Megyn Kelly. I don't think she's very good at what she does. I think she's highly overrated.
Who are you consulting with consistently so that you're ready on day one?
I'm speaking with myself, number one, because I have a very good brain and I've said a lot of things. You know, if you're running, at a minimum, probably you're going to have to show your returns. If I decide to run for office, I'll produce my tax returns, absolutely. And I would love to do that. I would certainly show tax returns if it was necessary.
At least a couple of years?
Obviously, it's not something I thought of, but I've given any real thought to. But I have no objection to certainly showing tax returns.
I want to tell you right now, I have no problem with giving my tax returns.
We'll see what I'm going to do with tax returns. I have no major problem with it, but I may tie them to a release of Hillary's emails.
Getting any closer to releasing your tax returns?
Well, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about maybe when we find out the true story on Hillary's emails.
Will you release any of your tax returns for the public to scrutinize?
Well, we're working on that now. I have very big returns, as you know, and I have everything.
I'll release my returns. I have no problem with it. It doesn't matter. I will release my tax returns against my lawyer's wishes. But if you didn't see the tax returns, you'd think there's almost like something wrong. What's wrong? We're going to have the smartest, the best negotiators in the world, and I know most of them, and believe me, I know people you never heard of who are better than the ones that you did hear of.
Okay. You mentioned the Bible. You've been talking about how it's your favorite book, and you said, I think last night in Iowa, some people are surprised that you say that. I'm wondering what one or two of your most favored Bible verses are and why.
I wouldn't want to get into it because to me that's very personal. You know, when I talk about the Bible, it's very personal, so I don't want to get into verses. I don't want to get into.
There's no verse that means a lot to you that you think about or cite?
The Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into specifics.
Yes, here we go. So she's confused.
She's
Move
like,
over
okay,
there. Go over there.
that way. I want
Go.
you to go
Start
there.
walking.
Is it-
So then he starts to walk in front of her.
In front of you? Queen Elizabeth?
So now she's like, wait, I'm supposed to not. Oh,
now she's got to figure out what to do around him.
People came to me, Dan Coates came to me, and some others. They said they think it's Russia. I have President Putin. He just said it's not Russia. I will say this. I don't see any reason why it would be. How's my hair? Oh, good. No good. The aspirin over there.